All right, welcome to stats class this morning. Hope everybody's awake. Let's see you can make it this morning, Owen Beatty. Let's see you can make it. Set your alarm correctly today. All right, we should be working on our project, and this will be very short today. I'm just going to once again look at our project and the goals and what we should be doing with our project. You should be doing a survey that's a quantitative survey. That quantitative survey should be asking how much or how many of something. And I gave you a bunch of suggestions on on Monday about what you can do. Once you develop a question, I want you to make a guess what you think is going to be true about our population of Downton local school districts. Okay? Because when you get to the final steps, you're going to be testing your guess. You'll be testing your guess, and you're going to go through a hypothesis testing of your guess at that point. A question was asked of me before because they were looking at a population. The population we have DHS students, and we have approximately 240. We have approximately 240 students here at Downton High School, give or take. We have kids that go to the Career Center, so we don't have an entire the entire load of kids here at Downton High School. It could be 250, but it's fine. Just so you get a good estimate in regards to what our population is. Is there questions that you have in regards to the project? Everything that is being asked of you, we have done. You should be able to find in your notes somewhere. We talked about a confidence interval. How do we find that confidence interval? We had the X bar plus or minus our Z, and we'll be using Z for the confidence interval because we're above 30 times the standard deviation divided by the square root of n. This here, once again, when they ask for the next question, this is your error. This here is your error. When you gather your data, once again, we should just have data points, your data values, whatever your data values are, 5, 7, 12, 15, 8, 9, 12, whatever your data values are, you just give me that raw list. And as we talked about before, there we go, it's working today. As we talked about before, your data values, if you have a TI calculator, you can just enter your data values. You go to stats, you go to edit, and you just list your data values here. Okay, you list all your data values, whatever your data values are, and if you go to your stat once again and calculate your one variable statistic, okay, you'll be able to come up with our values. There's our sample mean, our sample standard deviation. Once again, make sure you're using SX rather than sigma X because we're dealing with a sample. We're dealing with a sample standard deviation. You can be able to pick, as you scroll down here, your 5-number summary. And this is what we've talked about before. You have your minimum, your first lower quartile, your median, your upper quartile, and your maximum. So you have your 5-number summary there. And with that 5-number summary, you can do your box and whisker plot. So you have your 5-number summary. which will give us a box and whisker plot. So those are, once again, these are all things that we have dealt with throughout the entire year. This project is a culmination of all the things that we have talked about here. So once again, you should be able to go to your notes, worksheets that we've done, and be able to pull out this information that we are asking for here. Questions that you have about anything within the project?
Do we need you to sign off on it? Like, should we email you about what we're doing? See if it's okay.
Ask it one more time. I'm sorry, I couldn't quite hear you.
I forget what it says. It's something about having your okay is like 2 points.
Yeah, no, don't worry about that.
Okay.
Don't worry about that. You don't have to worry about submitting a question for approval. Don't worry about that. What I'll be looking for is basically the checklist of, okay, did you give me a good write-up in regards to explaining everything that you did, explaining your procedure and all the things and your descriptions of all the things that I asked for in the first like 5 or 6 questions there, and you can just put that in one paragraph form. Then are you going to sit there and do you have a pie chart? Do you have your box and whisker plot? Is your confidence interval calculated correctly? Are you doing all the procedures that I'm asking you to do correctly? And once again, when you do your hypothesis testing here at the end, it is okay if you were really off on your guess. Okay, it's okay. So if you reject the null hypothesis, that is fine. You just really you didn't have a good guess there. But if you fail to reject a null hypothesis, then you had a pretty good guess then. So don't feel that, oh, I got to look at my data and then, okay, my data gives me a value when I do my hypothesis testing. It's really, really bad. So maybe I should change my guess to make it look better. No, you don't need to make it look better by getting better to your guess. I'm not testing you on your ability to be able to guess how many Instagram followers somebody has, or what's the average, what would be the Down High School average of Instagram followers. I'm not testing you on that ability to be able to look into the crystal ball and be able to come up with that. Okay, so don't feel that you have this need to make sure that I have a good guess there because that makes me look like I know what I'm doing. No, what I'm looking for is, do you have a guess, and did you test that guess, and do we reject or fail to reject the null hypothesis? Other questions that you have? Okay, this is once again a very good opportunity for you to get a good grade on a project here. You just have to get through the work, okay, and not just sort of skate by. Because if you just try to skate by and do the bare minimum, you're not going to get the grade that you want or the desire that you want a good grade, and an opportunity will pass you by in regards to getting an opportunity to get a good grade on a project. Because once again, this just goes back and reiterates everything that we've done throughout the entire year. So please put the effort forth to do it. Okay, you signed up for the class. You signed up for a class. When you sign up for a class, there's required material that you have to do, and this is it. Okay, so it's your opportunity to be able to do it. You're the one that, once again, you signed up for the class. This is an elective class. You signed up to do the work. When you sign up for the class, you sign up to do the work. So please put an effort forth to try to get the work done and make it adequate enough to get yourself a good grade, because the opportunity is there. Okay, this is going to be due on Friday. Due Friday at the end of the day. So please accomplish it by then. I have nothing else for you. This week basically was going to be for you just to work on your project. So you have an opportunity to get some work done here. I'm only taking 15 minutes of the hour and 10 minutes that we have here. So you have almost an hour that you should be working on this project, and you probably could be able to get it done. If you're not already done with it, you should be able to get it done within that hour. Okay, if you put your head down and you forge through, you should be able to get the work done in the time that's allotted here. If you have any other questions, feel free to email me. I'll respond back and get you answer your questions as best as I could, or as best as I can. But other than that, I have nothing else for you today. What you should be doing is you should be looking at completing the project. If you're not completing the project yet, have not completed it yet, you should be looking to complete it. The main thing with this project is just getting their data. That's the biggest thing. Once you get your data, you should be able to get through it pretty quickly. Hopefully you've utilized the connections of emails, text messages, Instagrams, whatever you do, direct messaging, whatever you need to do to get your data points. Hopefully you've utilized them to be able to accomplish the goal of getting your raw data, because once you get your raw data, you should be able to get through things quite easily then at that point. And if you don't have a TI calculator, you should be able to Google a stats calculator on your computer. Just Google a stats calculator that you'll be able to enter your data in, and you'll be able to then calculate your mean and your standard deviation at that point. Do not sit there and go through a table and a chart to find your standard deviation with 30 or 40 data points. Use your technology that you have, which is your TI calculator is the easiest one. But if you don't have a TI calculator, then you could, once again, just Google stat calculator, and something will pop up for you that will allow you to be able to enter data in, and it will calculate your mean and your standard deviation and probably give you a 5-number summary. All right, if there's no questions at this point, then we are done for the day. You're more than welcome to leave the class and continue to complete your project. Utilize the time wisely here. You got time, you're up already, you're awake. So might as well get your work done as you can get it done right now, so you're not sitting up and doing it in the evening. Get it done right now when you have an opportunity. If there's any questions, you can hang around afterwards, but other than that, you are dismissed for the classroom. Have a good day. Stay safe. Stay out of trouble. So have a good day and finish your project up. If you want to stick around, that's fine. You can ask me a question if you stick around. Adios, everybody.
Mr. Gregory,
Yeah.
Did you happen to see the quiz I turned in? It was a little late.
Who is this?
Tate.